Welcome to Honest Whispers Review. On this video, I'll be reviewing Wonder Woman animated series statue released by Sideshow Collectibles on February 2020, the exclusive version. This is number 228 out of 400. She comes with two hands. One right now she's holding the lasso, the other is a sword, and comes with a detached lasso that you could put on her belt. Base is the heaviest I've seen, and this is approximately 21.5 inches tall. I'm going to go over 6 different categories to review this. First category is design, pretty much covers the look, the pose, the style. And as you can see, just the way she's bursting through the roof or the dome of like a Themyscira pillar or part of a temple, really. You can see all the broken pillars there. Really has a dynamic effect to it. Very huge and heavy base. Her pose, of course, just like she's bursting through the bottom, she has one of her hands up, the other, as mentioned, either holding this lasso or holding a sword, going that the sword is pointing that way. The style is just like Bruce Timm's Justice League animated series style. It's a very nice look. Overall, pretty sturdy. My biggest concern of the statue, a few big concerns, just the way her whole entire body is basically just off this permanently attached mount right there on her toes. And then these little pieces on the base. Although 3 of them come detached, I wish they kind of decided to do that for all the other pieces. But still, as long as you take really good care of it and handle it with a lot of care, then you should be fine. And that's why I give the design score a perfect 10 out of 10. Next category is sculpting. Pretty much covers the details, the quality of the sculpt, and quality of the molding. And it is based off an animated series, so usually it's more of a simplified look and design. So less with realism, but just the way everything's been done, her hair, face proportions, body proportions, everything is perfect down to the line. Sculpting quality is very nice and smooth. And of course you could see more details of her costume right here. Her chest plate, her abs, breasts and hips, like nicely proportioned and everything, and even her butt on the back. Her butt crack isn't sculpted, but then you could see the contours of the line. So overall nicely shaped, perfect proportions on the legs and feet, even the hand down to the fingers. Very nice details. So I don't see any weird bumps or anything like that. And then of course having some damage to the base or having the damage effects, you really can't tell if certain imperfections are actually meant to be like that. But overall, very nice, smooth curves and lines. So I don't see anything really wrong with it. Like for instance, if it was meant to be smooth, that could have been an issue, but then just the way things are busted up, you really can't tell. So it looks pretty much perfect as is. And at least for this figure or this statue, I give the sculpting score a perfect 10 out of 10. Next category is colors. Pretty much covers the accuracy of the coloring, the quality of the paint, and the quality of the paint application. And as far as everything goes, pretty much nice, symmetric. Very sharp lines. I hardly see any bleeding at all. If there is, it's something very minor. Like for instance, I think I saw something on the, here it is, on the bracelet. You could see you could see the silver kind of going over the skin, but this is so minor that you really have to kind of look at it close. And even when I was looking for it, I couldn't find it right away. And anything from a pretty good distance, you can't see it at all. That's really the only thing I could see. Now, these stars are imprinted, and when I first unboxed this, I did notice that the left star on her butt is a bit more tilted than the star on the right. But you know, this doesn't bother me at this point, just because just the way her leg positioning is. It could be the effects of the contours of her curves or body. At least for this, the spacing just seems a little bit more space between one of the stars. But again, something that you couldn't really tell unless you're actually measuring it or looking at it really up close and comparing it. And due to her leg positioning, everything just works out naturally. So coloring, really don't see any issue at all. And that's why I give the coloring score a perfect 10 out of 10. Next category is packaging. Pretty much covers the design of the packaging, the look, and of course the sturdiness, or basically its function. And as you can see, the front is basically a prototype picture of the statue itself. Has the little sticker for the exclusive. Back of the view is more of a long shot of the statue itself with some nice little effects. This is the left side of the box, and is basically the continuation of the background. As you can see if you're closer, these are like trees. It says animated series collection on the top. Here's the right side, pretty much the same thing as it's the other side of the background. You can see trees, other buildings from Paradise Island or Themyscira, and then of course animated series collection. Bottom side is folded but has all the information, the logos, and then even a sticker for the edition. And the front is just the logo with the coloring of part of the background. You can see the geometric line or the shape. So I really like the 4-color box design. You can see the background here with the shapes and the lines, the coloring. Very nice look overall. Nothing too fancy, nothing too simple as well. And that's why I give the box score. And it is pretty sturdy. It is a cardboard box thickness to it. So I give the packaging score a perfect 10 out of 10. Next category is value. Pretty much covers the suggested retail price versus the quality, or the suggested retail price versus the aftermarket price. And although this just came out, you're not really going to see any aftermarket price, but This one for it, again, it's the exclusive version, only 400 of these. It's at $425 for me, plus tax and shipping. Came out to be roughly around $470. So definitely lot, kind of an average sideshow statue or a premium format figure. So definitely expensive. But my biggest take on this is that there's only 400, and usually when it's a really low number like that, good chance that it is going to go up in value over time. And most Sideshow Collectible exclusive versions are. So I would definitely expect this statue to go up in value once it's completely sold out, probably within the year. I don't know what the regular edition size is going to be, but still definitely exclusive version usually would be the ones that go up highest in value. And that's why I give the value score, although it is more of a prediction at this point, a perfect 10 out of 10. Final category is overall, pretty much accumulates the 5 prior categories: design, sculpting, colors, packaging, and value. And of course, for the final category, I went ahead and put on the exclusive lasso that goes on her belt, and then the sword. And even with the sword, painting and sculpting is pretty much perfect. Fits the tone and style of the animated character. Here again would be some very minor bleeding. You could see that silver bracelet color going over her skin color, but that's only if you look at it very closely. Even from afar, you pretty much can't tell. Although that would kind of be worth taking a ding on, but still, it's good enough. And as long as it's straight, and even with some shading, even more harder to tell. Overall look is great. I was a bit worried about her mouth, just the way she's kind of frowning. I thought it might look a little weird or ugly or something from the side. Turned out really good. As mentioned, hair, body, legs, everything perfect. Quality is great, and just going over little details, just the way her Star Spangled panties or pants, short shorts, Star Spangled short shorts, basically the way it kind of bunches up there at her waist and her leg, kind of adds that realism to it. Even the seam line of her shorts, very nice look and touch. Here's the back of the dome again, very sharp lines. I just feel like the base is a little bit too much. Really worried about these little pieces, and I think it could have been just as dynamic with all these little pieces kind of scattering about. So but the way it looks amazing. So I guess it's a give and take. I really can't find any major or huge flaws with the statue. Already it's one of my favorite statues I've ever Wonder Woman statues I've ever seen or owned. Definitely up there. And that's why I give the overall score a perfect 10 out of 10. So to recap: design, 10 out of 10. Sculpting, 10 out of 10. Colors, 10 out of 10. Packaging, 10 out of 10. Value, 10 out of 10. And overall, 10 out of 10. There you have it. Thank you for watching. Until next time, continue reading the King James Version Bible and eat your vitamin C's daily.